I was like, oh, the family's here. So, man, I could just feel the love in there, man.
The latest incident involving Jey Uso has sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, exposing a disturbing pattern of corporate control and manipulation within WWE. On the surface, it's being called a mysterious car incident that occurred last Tuesday night in Stamford, Connecticut. But multiple sources inside the company suggest there's far more to the story. A deliberate, calculated attempt to undermine one of WWE's most respected and outspoken performers. Fans might see headlines and quick sound bites, but behind the scenes, this is a cautionary tale about power, control, and the lengths a corporation will go to silence dissent. A clash with corporate power. According to insiders, Jey Uso had just emerged from a heated meeting with WWE executives about his creative direction. For years, Uso has been vocal about wanting meaningful storylines, character development, and acknowledgement for his contributions to the company. He has consistently pushed for narratives that honor both his talent and the legacy of the Anoa'i family, a lineage that has been integral to professional wrestling for decades. In that meeting, executives allegedly told him that his upcoming storylines would be restructured, which in WWE corporate language often translates to, "We're going to bury you because you've been asking too many questions." It was only 2 hours after leaving this meeting that the reported car incident occurred. The timing is suspicious, say sources, and raises serious questions about whether this was a coincidence or a coordinated effort to send a message to Jey, and by extension, every other talent in the company who might challenge WWE management. Witnesses at the scene reportedly saw WWE security personnel nearby, adding to the impression that this wasn't a random accident, but a deliberate act designed to intimidate a performer who dared to speak up. A legacy undermined. Jey Uso is not just another WWE performer. He is part of one of wrestling's most storied families. The Anoa'i family has built its reputation on resilience, loyalty, and a fierce competitive spirit, traits Jey embodies in every match. He has dedicated his career to the company, putting his body on the line night after night, all while remaining professional and loyal. Yet instead of recognizing his dedication, WWE appears to be targeting him for exercising the very rights any professional deserves: to be heard, to be respected, and to have creative input. The incident paints a broader picture of a corporate culture willing to manipulate, control, and even endanger its own talent to maintain authority. The aftermath: damage control and manipulation. Once news of the incident spread, WWE's public relations machinery immediately went into overdrive. Carefully worded statements emphasized support for Jey and concern for his well-being, while internal leaks subtly framed him as somehow responsible. This tactic of creating a problem and then taking credit for addressing it is a hallmark of WWE's corporate playbook, a way to manipulate public perception while quietly enforcing control. But insiders insist that fans, journalists, and fellow wrestlers alike are beginning to see through the veneer. What is being presented as care is, in reality, a method to silence one of the company's most outspoken performers and reinforce a culture of obedience. Outrage. Across the wrestling community. The response from the wrestling world has been swift and unequivocal. Social media exploded almost immediately, with fans, former WWE stars, and independent wrestlers criticizing the company's handling of the situation. Hashtags like #JusticeForJey have gone viral, with supporters calling out what they perceive as corporate bullying, creative suppression, and intimidation tactics. Fellow performers have shared personal anecdotes of similar experiences, highlighting a long-standing pattern of behavior that prioritizes corporate control over talent welfare. This incident has become a symbol, a rallying cry for anyone who has ever felt silenced or sidelined by the very organization they helped build. Systemic problems in WWE. What makes this situation particularly alarming is that it isn't isolated. Industry insiders and former talent have long spoken about WWE's increasingly rigid creative control, the suppression of dissenting voices, and the prioritization of profit over performer safety and autonomy. Incidents like Jey Uso's car event are consistent with a pattern of behavior designed to intimidate talent, discourage questioning, and maintain strict control over storylines and characters. Instead of nurturing creativity and honoring the legacy of its performers, WWE has created an environment in which even established stars must navigate corporate traps carefully, or risk being marginalized, humiliated, or worse. Jey Uso. Standing strong. Despite the clear pressure, Jey Uso remains steadfast. He comes from a family that has never backed down in the face of adversity, and his refusal to be silenced continues that proud tradition. Uso's insistence on creative input, respect, and accountability represents a challenge to a system that thrives on compliance. And that is precisely why WWE reportedly responded with intimidation rather than dialogue. Jey's determination to push back isn't just about personal vindication. It's about protecting the integrity of professional wrestling itself, ensuring that the performers who make the company profitable are treated with fairness and dignity.